So thank you guys so much for doing this workshop with me today. This is the first workshop like this I've taught. I do this work with people one-on-one, but in a group it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be really fun. So I took notes because I want to be sure that I hit everything and I don't forget things. But first, I'm going to introduce myself. Most of you know me, a couple of you don't, but I am Emma Mitchell. I am a Reiki master, I'm a psychic medium. I am the owner of Rosa Joy Co. So I really am loving helping women like you tap into your intuitive, AKA psychic, or your inner guidance system. So if you are looking to level up your gifts, whether that's, energy, like recognizing energy around you, recognizing things like we're doing today, like clairvoyant work, even trying to meet your spirit guides, working with departed loved ones. These are all things that I do. Also, as a Reiki master, I do Reiki sessions, so that's energy healing. And with my gifts, I'm able to see inside you and talk to pieces of yourself that you may not talk to, like your heart, your inner child. And I learn things that you may know, but you know it deep down and just surface level you didn't know. So that's what I do. I also do energetic house clearing. So I clear out spirits from your home and get the heaviness out. I do teach workshops on energy clearing. And I do have some digital programs, and I also host ladies' hikes locally. So this today is going to work like this. We're going to talk a little bit about how to protect yourself. We're going to give a little bit of overview of working with your spirit guides. Which is weird because we're not actually going to meet our spirit guides today, but the information we're going to get from this meditation is from your spirit guides. So you're just going to trust that what comes up for you, whatever it is correct and is actually real in truth. And so then we're going to get into a chakra activation, then the actual meditation about animals. This is called a blind reading. So this meditation will be um, you it's like Jeopardy, like when you get the answer and then you have to ask the question, that's what it's going to be. You're going to get the answer and then I'm going to tell you the question. So it's really cool. It's a really great way to know that you're not making this up. And then we're going to talk about what you saw, and anybody who feels up for discussing, I would love to hear your reactions, different things that you saw. We'll have an open discussion. And then we'll talk about next steps if this kind of thing is interesting for you to move forward with. So like I said, this is recorded. I'm not going to share your discussion items. I just want you to speak freely and ask questions if they come up. Raise your hand if you have questions and I'll call on you. And then we'll keep your cameras on. And then when we do the meditation, turn them off. That's totally cool. So like I said, your experience is your own. So you might not see anything, but you may have a strong knowing. Like you can't visualize it, but you just know, or a word pops in your head, or you just feel internally that something's correct. I may be describing something and you may be saying, I don't see that at all. I see this. That's totally cool. That's your experience. It's not my experience. So whatever comes up for you is the right thing for you. Let me see here. You may see something, you may smell something, you may hear something. These are all different abilities that we have. You may feel something. Sometimes you may have a sense of being really hot or really cold. This happens to me pretty often where I get really cold when I'm doing this work. So, if you have like a jacket or something around you, that might be helpful too, or a blanket or something, but you may also burn up. Afterwards or during, your head might hurt a little bit, but it should go away. I just want to tell you because, Michelle knows I forgot to say all these things during the Protect and Clear Your Energy workshop. And some people were like, oh, I'm so drained after this. It's the same thing. You may be a little bit drained just because this is like we're moving up vibrational levels. So it's a different experience, and you may experience something very different than I experienced, but none of it's scary. It's just a knowing that some of this may come up. Okay, so let's first talk about protections. And I want to talk about this because a lot of people have varying opinions about these things, and there's often a fear around doing this kind of work, tapping into these abilities because there's a fear of I mean, I don't know. Like, I'll just give you an example for myself. My fear was I already sense spirits, so now am I going to see them too? Like, what's going to happen? Are they going to bother me? And the more I got into this work, I was able to figure out how to protect myself, set up energetic boundaries in my home, and also with my abilities. The other thing that I've been able to do, and if you continue on this journey with me, you will see that when you have a knowing of how to connect with the spirits that are, maybe coming around you, you know what they are, you know what they look like, and you suddenly know that most things are not scary. So that being said, as a Reiki healer, I would say up until probably 6 months ago, I did not know how to not let the departed loved ones of the people I was working with come through when I was doing Reiki. So it would drain the hell out of me. Like I was doing this Reiki session and then I'd be down for the count the whole next day because working with departed people kind of brings down your vibration. So what I'm going to teach you today is how to put up this protective bubble around yourself so that doesn't happen. And I have found that to be very instrumental in my work so that it doesn't drain me anymore. So, one of the biggest things that I do, and I know everybody's got varying beliefs, but my experience has been that spirit guides exist, archangels exist, Jesus exists, other angels, there's so much protection around us. So I always call them in when I do this work. And I know that having them around me, and today we're going to call them in for us, having them around us helps to keep the space safe, helps us to do the work that we're intentional on doing and focused on doing rather than, letting I don't know, the neighbor who died 100 years ago across the street come into our space. So I really don't want to scare you guys, but this is really like how we focus in and focus our energy so that this kind of stuff, we feel good about doing it and we feel free to do it. Like I said, I put this protective bubble around myself. Sometimes I ask, the angels and guides to bring in the information that's for our highest and best good and increase clairvoyance when we're doing this. So I learned this from another psychic medium, but I have found that that does help. And I don't know if it's just angels and guides are actually helping us with this or it's just us focusing our energy, but it does seem to be a good thing to call in that information. So like I said, we are going to move up vibrational levels. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up in this meadow space. When I do this, when a lot of people do this work, you always want to set yourself up so you end up in a space that you recognize. So if you continue on this journey with me, you'll see this meadow always looks the same. When we start in the meadow, when we know our surroundings, we know that we're protected and we're safe and we're free to do this work comfortably. The other thing is, and we're, like I said, we're not working with spirit guides today and that we're not meeting them, but they are giving us information. We always want to have spirit guides with us when we do this work. That way we know we're protected. That way we know we're going somewhere safe when we're doing journeying. That's a conversation for another day, but I just want to mention that now in case you get really excited about doing this and you try and do some things on your own. I want you to just make sure that you are always working with spirit guides and angels. I've made the mistake a long time ago before I really went through some good training of not having spirit guides and angels with me and I ended up talking to some questionable spirits and things and was like, okay, that's it. I need to figure out how to protect myself and do this safely and not, do some weird crap that's going to end me up somewhere I don't want to be. So, okay, spirit guides are divine beings that are with you to offer support, guidance, and help. And I'm giving you this overview now because I've had this question a lot recently. So when you think about spirit guides and angels, think of that as like a team of volunteers or a team of workers that are just behind you and around you at all times that are here to guide you on your life path, answer questions if you have them, and really just support you in times of need. So they are higher vibration than, a person on earth. They're high level, they're divine beings. Sometimes we can have a guide with us that is a departed loved one. For example, my mom's, I don't know if he's actually a guide, but he always shows up when we do the spirit guide work. It's her dad. He's always with her, he's always watching out for her, and he always shows up. When I've taught other clients how to do this work, sometimes a grandmother will show up to be their project guide. So, this time, the season in life. So we don't always know who our spirit guides are, but we have a familiarity when we meet them. So they can show up not only when we do the psychic work, when we go up in the meadow, they can also show up in dreams, like they can give you certain messages in dreams. And I don't know, maybe raise your hands if you have like vivid dreams that give you information sometimes. I see a few hands. Okay, yeah. So that's our spirit guides giving us information. Sometimes our loved ones come to us in dreams too. This is all real and legit. My grandmother used to visit me in my dreams all the time growing up until I started doing this work. And now she doesn't visit me in dreams very much just because she knows she can connect with me in a different way now. So that's one way that spirit guides will show up. You also may get like random symbols or messages, like, I don't know, maybe feathers, like, and you just know this feather is from an angel, or this, I'm always getting these feathers and they're coming from my departed loved one. Sometimes your spirit guides will talk in your head. Before I really started doing this work, I remember I went out on a date with this, well, a few dates with this van guy. Like he legit had a van and lived in it. And this was before I met my boyfriend, but he uh he was questionable. I was having weird dreams about him, like really nasty dreams about him. And then all of a sudden, one time I was spending time with him and I heard a voice in my head say, ask him if he's ever been to jail. And it was not my voice. I don't know. I mean, I was obviously one of my spirit guides, but I did not know this at the time. And I just said, nope, I'm not asking that question. I don't want to know. But it was very interesting. So I don't know if you've ever had some information like that come through where you're like, where did that voice come from? Or how did I know to do that thing? That's our spirit guides working with us. So, as you get further into this work, like if you want to do this more often, you'll start to recognize your spirit guides' energy, the angels around you. You'll start to know their faces, their mannerisms, and you'll be able to ask them specific answers to your questions. So, it's really cool. However, today, what we're going to do, you'll be able to use this tool too to see different relationships with people in your life. I mean, I use it for food, like food allergies. I've used it for, seeing relationships with my family. There's a lot of different ways you can use this blind reading tool I'm going to teach you today. All right. Are there any questions? I know I just gave you a lot of information. Most of it we're not using today. Are we good? Okay, perfect. Just raise your hand if you have questions going further into this. So now what we're going to do is chakra activation and a grounding meditation. Some of you have done things with me before, so you know about this grounding meditation and part of the chakra activation. So that's going to be really interesting because what it's going to do is it's going to open up your crown chakra and your third eye chakra. These are the chakras we use to mostly do this work. But grounding us helps us to get into this place of peace where we feel good in our bodies. And you can use this grounding meditation every day. I mean, it's a really amazing tool. But being grounded before we do this will help you to focus and not feel like you're all over the place. So to begin this, and feel free to turn your videos off if you want to during this meditation. Before we get started, I want to walk you through a breathing technique. Some of you may know this already, but I have found it to be really important when we're breathing to do it correctly because, like, I've heard stories, and this was even me, that when we're breathing wrong, we end up having more anxiety, more panic. And I've even heard stories of people who have been in situations where they were repressing a memory and they learned how to breathe correctly, and then the memories came up. So let's hope that doesn't happen for you today. However, it is important to breathe this way. We'll feel better in our bodies doing it. So I'm just going to walk you through the breathing and then we'll do the meditation. So if you think about when you breathe in, so breathing in through your nose, I want you to make sure your lungs and your stomach are expanded. Like think of like a pregnant belly or something like that. So when you're breathing in through your nose, expanding, pushing out your stomach, out your lungs as big as you can. And then when you're exhaling, you're going to contract all of that. So contracting your lungs, contracting your stomach. And I'm going to have you breathing in for a count of 3, holding it for a count of 3, and then breathing it out, like exhaling. They call this the box breath, and you can see why, because it's even. So let's practice. Breathing in through your nose, expanding your belly, expanding your lungs, holding it at the top, and then pushing it out, but contracting your lungs and your stomach. Trying it again, breathing in through your nose, expanding your stomach and your lungs, holding at the top, and then contracting, exhaling out through your mouth. One more, breathing in through your nose, expand, hold, and then exhale, contract. Okay. Keeping your eyes closed now. I want you to, if possible, put your feet flat on the floor. And then continue to keep your eyes closed, having your head feel like it's almost on a puppet string. And the puppet string goes all the way up to the ceiling. So then pulling your shoulder blades back slightly, so your chest is a little bit out. The puppet string making your back straight, your feet flat on the floor. You can have your palms face down or face up, whatever you prefer. And we're going to go through this breathing first and then the grounding. So let's breathe in for a count of 3, in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Release. 1, 2, 3. Again, in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Another in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last one. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. You can breathe normally now. I want you to first see, I want you to put your hand on the top of your head, and we're going to visualize your crown chakra. So move your hand from the top of your head back slightly. I think you'll have like a flat part of your skull, the top of your head. Pull your hand back to that area. This is your crown chakra. So we're going to visualize a pipe or a tube that goes straight into your crown And that's going to be there sticking out of your crown. And I want you to see it start to expand. So feel it opening up, widening to maybe, an inch or 2 inches around. And just holding that there. Now I want you to visualize a disc or like a record or something spinning around that's possibly a purple light, but it could be a different color. And I want you to just see that spinning here, right over the crown chakra. And as you notice that spinning, just feeling what that feels like here. Now I want you to visualize a light coming down from the sky above. And this could look like any color. It could be gold, yellow, white, sparkly, purple, pink, any color, not black though, but anything else that's pastel colored. And I want you to see that light coming now down from the sky and going into your crown chakra, into that tube that you opened up. And this is going to clear out your crown chakra. And I want you to now visualize that light coming down like a fluid river, coming down into your head, flowing into your neck, flowing down into your chest, into your stomach, into your hips, into your legs, your ankles, your calves, your feet, and then flowing out the bottom of your feet. I want you to keep visualizing that flow going through your body that way, but also flowing through your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, and flowing out through your hands. So continue to feel that fluid motion of energy flowing into your body, just pushing through all the way through your arms and your hands, all the way through your legs and your feet. I want you to just notice that for a moment. Now I want you to see that light lighting up your body. And by that, I mean almost like a light bulb is being turned on and your body is pushing that light out into the world. Now, as that light is pushing out, I want you to see it pushing out even further, getting bigger and bigger, like a bubble around you. Feeling that light filling up the space you're in. Now, I want you to pull that light back in a little bit. I want it to be around 6 feet in diameter around you. If you don't know what that looks like, that's okay. But just see it coming around you, filling up your space a little bit. And now I want you to picture something like plexiglass or glass on the outside edge of that light, encasing that bubble of light. And I want you to see it being thick, thick and clear all the way around you. Now I want you to take your hand and put it on your forehead, just slightly above your eyebrows. And as you do that, I want you to see a white light, or if it's a different color, that's okay. Some sort of light spinning here like a record player. Just spinning around this disc, clockwise or counterclockwise, it doesn't matter. Just see it spinning. And now I want you to visualize taking that disc and unscrewing it from your head. Slowly unscrewing it, taking it out of your head, And then notice if any energy comes out of that spot. If you sense there's something in there, maybe cotton balls, maybe something else feels stuck in there, see if you can visualize taking your hand and pulling it out. Or see if you can visualize a vacuum tube coming to that third eye and pulling that energy out, like sucking it out like a vacuum. Once you feel it's been cleared out, I want you to screw that disc back onto your third eye. And then I want you to take your hand and put it on your neck where your skull meets the top of your neck. That's the base of your third eye, the back side of it. And I want you to do the same thing. See a spinning disc here, a disc of light spinning, and then unscrew it. Do the same thing where you're unscrewing it from the back of your third eye and clearing out any energy that's in there. You may visualize a Q-tip going in and scraping it out. You may visualize that hose from the vacuum again, or just pulling it out with your hands. My ears just popped as I was visualizing this, so you may have some sensations as well. Once you feel that's cleared out, I want you to go back and screw that gas cap or that disc back on to your head in the same spot. Now I want you to turn your attention to the base of your spine, so where your tailbone ends. This is your root chakra, or it's the back of your root chakra. Here, I want you to visualize a rope or a cord or a pipe. And I want you to visualize that attaching to that root chakra, so the base of your spine. As you're sensing that, as you're seeing that, picture it lengthening. So as it lengthens, still attached to the spine, I want you to see it lengthening and going further and further into the earth. So seeing it pushing through the floor, pushing down into the earth, into the soil, into the rocks, the layers and layers. Continue pushing it into the earth further and further until you finally reach the center of the earth. Once you reach the center of the earth, it may look like lava to you. It may look like solid mass or rock. It may look like something completely different. Just notice for a moment what that looks like. How you feel, what do you sense? And then taking that rope or cord or whatever it is, I want you to find a place to secure that into the center of the earth. So if you're seeing lava or something like that, is there an apparatus you can make? Can you stick it down below the lava? Just being creative and problem solving, just to find a place that's stable for you. Once you feel as though you have it in place, I want you to wiggle your body around and see if you can sense that it is stable. If it doesn't feel stable, find a different place to put it. Once you've done that, I want you to see your soul coming back the way that it came, up through the center of the earth, moving through the rocks, the soil, the layers and layers. Finally coming back up into your body. And then I want you to visualize roots or vines coming out of the bottoms of your feet. So as you're seeing those roots or vines, I want you to see them pushing into the earth around you, rooting themselves into the soil, maybe pushing out into the outside of your house, just continuing to see them taking root. You may see flowers sprouting up. You may just see this going deeper into the earth, but this is another way to ground you. Okay, we're gonna open our eyes now. And then I want you to, if you feel up for it, taking in a couple deep breaths and then letting me know for a minute how you're feeling. If anybody wants to raise their hand and say anything. Now I want you to, and if you have a really good memory, you don't need to write this down, but if you have the capability of opening up a Word document on your computer or a journal, like a pen and paper, something that you can get out for this actual meditation we're going to do. But I do want you to bring to mind a specific person's name that is in your life currently. Just maybe the first person that comes to your head, and then write it down or just remember that you have thought about this person. And get really clear on who the person is. Sometimes I do this and then I think about 5 people, so just make sure you're focusing on the one person here. Okay. All right, now that we've done this grounding and all of that, we're going to get into this animal meditation. So like I said, this is called a blind reading. So I'm going to tell you something and you won't know why I'm telling you, what this is. You're going to see an animal and then I'll tell you what the question is that this animal is answering. So this is a really good way to see different relationships in your life, like I was telling you. I actually learned this from a teacher, and she did it in roses. My business is called Rosa. I like roses, but I really love is the animals because animals have a lot more symbolism to me than seeing different colored roses. That wasn't always so clear, so that's why I did this as animals. I also want to say some of my clients have done this and have said, I don't understand why I'm seeing this thing. Just get the information that you need. I will give you tools to figure out what that means later, and we'll discuss. You may not understand, what it is now, but we'll figure it out. Additionally, I had one client specifically say, I don't know different animals. Like, I don't know different birds. What the heck is that I'm seeing? It doesn't matter. If you're seeing a bird and it's blue, then it's blue. Like, just just get the information you know. I don't need you to be an expert on birds or horses or whatever. I just want you to get the gist of it. You'll know what you need to know. If you smell something like Aaron burnt hair, hopefully you don't smell like goat poop or something. Maybe you will. I don't know. But you may smell something. You may see something. Well, you'll hopefully see something. You may hear something. You may just have a general knowing in your body that this is the thing I'm supposed to be seeing. All of that is correct. If we get up into the meadow and you can't for some reason see it, I want you to first take in some deep breaths. Kind of try and peel your soul away a little bit and just settle into your body. A lot of times when we start doing this work, we're like straining, focusing so hard trying to see it, but I just want you to relax. If you still can't see it, just know that you're going to get the information you need, even if you can't see it. It will still come to you. So I just want you to feel relaxed and good and know whatever you're seeing is what you're meant to be seeing. Or if you're smelling something. I just want to give this really weird example of, I don't know if you know clairsentient people, but clairsentient, and Aaron, I'll answer you in one sec. Clairsentient is smelling. So like Aaron's smelling, right? I had a friend years ago who has that ability, and I was about to start this freelance position, and she said, huh, I just smelled like buttered popcorn. That means it's going to be smooth like butter for you. And I was like, that's so crazy. But now I sometimes get the smells too. But that's a different kind of capability. But that's why I say you can hear it, you can smell it, you might taste something, you may just have a general knowing. You may hear something, or you may hear it in your head, but not actual hear it in your ears. I forgot to mention too, and I never remember the name of this stone, and everybody tells me every time. But this is a stone that I use, and it's like a really heavy black stone. I can't remember what it is. Michelle, do you
Onyx.
remember? It might be black onyx, and there's another one that people said it might be. But it's super heavy. Like it looks small, but it's got a huge weight to it. I always use this on my left side. I have just found that it pulls energy down. I also use this, and this is nothing special to anybody but me, but this was something that was my grandmother's. And I got a message one time when I was doing this work that I should wear this when I'm doing it. So it's almost like a protective stone to me. But you guys, if you're out in the world and you like crystals and you want to go into a crystal shop, just find something that feels correct and right for you. For me, I just found this and was like, yep, this is what I'm going to use. And then I found out later, actually, this is what people use, but it's your preference, what you want to use. You don't need to use it today, but I just want to be fully transparent with you that that is something that I use. Okay, is everybody ready? Are there any questions before we get started? No? We good? Okay, awesome. So you can turn your cameras off if you'd like to. We've already done the setup. So the meditation that I'll send you guys after this, it has the grounding included in it. So there's not going to be an in-between, but I wanted to make sure that we had a little bit of space to talk through this. Okay, so remembering that person that you had thought of too, and then letting that go, just knowing that that's going to come up at some point. Okay, so closing your eyes again, sitting up straight. We're going to do a couple inhales and exhales like we did before. So inhaling through the nose, 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top, 1, 2, 3. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Inhale through the nose, 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. One more, in through the nose, 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top, 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 1, 2, 3. Now breathing normally, I want you to just check in, making sure your root chakra is still grounded, making sure your energy bubble is still around you, making sure your feet are still grounded in. We're going to now call in my angels and spirit guides, all of your angels and spirit guides, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, Ariel, Haniel, Jophiel, any other archangels that want to help us with this work today. We're also going to call in Jesus, Mother Mary, and any other high beings that want to be with us today. Please increase clairvoyance and let us see messages that are for the highest good. Okay, I want you to now visualize a set of stairs in front of you. And these stairs can look like anything, it does not matter. Now, I want you to feel your soul peeling out of your body, if you can, and see yourself stepping onto the first step. Just notice what that feels like. Now we're going to slowly step onto the next stair. Finally, step onto the third stair. You may sense that the air feels different. You may sense that you've moved up vibration. In front of you now, picture or visualize a door. Now open the doorway and step into your meadow. Now you may see blue skies. You may feel a cool breeze. You may see green grass. You may sense peace. Whatever it is correct for right now. Now I want you to walk a few steps into the meadow and picture a television screen, a movie projector, or a movie theater projector, another projector, possibly a picture with a frame, anything that can be your viewing screen. So something that you may see a scene inside. Whatever you're seeing is correct. If it is a TV or a movie projector or something like that, I want you to reach and turn it on. You should have a blank screen in front of you. We're going to put a couple objects up onto the screen just so you can see how this works. So first, I want you to visualize a butterfly, and that's going to be right on your viewing screen. And if it's not on your viewing screen and you can just see it in your mind's eye, that's okay. If it doesn't even want to be in the screen and it wants to just be out in the meadow, that's cool too. I want you to now just focus on the butterfly. I mean, don't strain, but just be aware of it. What's it look like? What's the color of it? What's it doing? Is it doing anything? Do you smell anything? Do you sense anything? Just notice. Okay, we're going to wipe that butterfly clean or remove it from our vision. Now let's put something else up on this viewing screen. I want you to visualize a flower. And it's a flower of any kind. Once again, just notice what you notice. Do you smell it? Do you hear it? Do you see it? Is it still? Is it moving? Does it appear healthy? Is it several flowers? Let's wipe that from our vision now. Wipe that from that viewing screen. Finally, I want you to visualize a tree. Any kind of tree. What are you noticing? Are you seeing? Is it moving? Is it still? Is it many trees? What colors is it? Do you smell it? Do you taste it for some reason? Are you interacting with it at all? Do you just have a knowing of what it is? Okay, we're gonna wipe that clean now. Now, we're going to get our first image of an animal. I want you to bring an animal to that viewing screen. It may already be there, or you may just have a knowing. You may have a flash of an image. What do you notice about it? Is it healthy? What does it look like? What color is it? Is it in a scene of some kind? How is it interacting in that scene? Do you hear or smell anything? Is there a knowing of what it is? Just want you to pay attention and recognize what's going on with it. Okay, now I'm going to tell you this first animal is answering the question, how are you feeling today? So now that you know this, take another look. Does the scene make sense? Does this animal make sense? Do you understand something? Are you getting a knowing about what this is telling you? I just want you to have an awareness, and if you don't know the answers, why this is showing up, that's okay. We'll figure it out later. And if you're straining to focus, just remembering to breathe, relaxing in your body. You can open your eyes for a moment and close them again if you need to, but just really trying to relax, taking in breaths. All right. We're going to wipe that animal clean. Wipe it from our viewing screen or from our vision. Now we're going to find a second image of an animal on our viewing screen. Once again, let's pay attention to what does it look like? What kind of animal is it? Is it healthy? What's the scene? How is it interacting in the scene? Do you hear, smell, sense, taste anything? If you don't see it, is there a knowing? And if just an image flashed in your head, that's okay too. Now this one is answering the question of who is your animal spirit guardian presently? Now looking back at this animal doesn't make sense. There's a lot of information about spirit animals and symbolism, and I will teach you how to find that information after this. If you don't understand it, totally cool. We'll find it out. Okay, we're gonna wipe that one now clean. Wipe it off of our vision, off of that viewing screen. Now we're going to pull up another image of an animal. What is this animal? What does it look like? Really paying attention to behavior, how it's interacting with the scene around it, possibly interacting with you. Is it healthy? Do you hear or smell or sense or taste anything? Do you feel anything in your body emotionally? If you don't see it, is there a knowing? Did an image just flash in your head? Just continue to pay attention for a moment. And really, I want you to feel into your body with this one. Okay, this one answers the question of what is your relationship to that person you wrote down or thought of earlier? And now that you see or know this, does it make sense what you were seeing? Take a look back, keep looking at that viewing screen and understanding what's going on in front of you. Okay, we're going to wipe that one clean. We're going to pull up another image of an animal. What does this animal look like? What color is it? Is it healthy? How is it behaving? What's the scene? How's it interacting in the scene? Do you hear, smell, taste? Do you know? Do you have a specific feeling that's coming up? So this animal answers the question of what's your relationship to your current job or career? And now that you know this, really taking the scene in and understanding what's going on in front of you. But we're now going to ask this question with the same scene in front of us. What do I need, or what do you need to do to make your current job or career a little bit better? And I want you to see if the scene changes. Or does the animal change, or is the animal doing something different? Just paying attention to this. And if you just have a knowing of, oh, that's what that means, great. If not, it's okay. We'll figure it out. Let's wipe that clean. Now we're going to go back through what you saw today. This is good practice anytime you do this work because it helps us to remember what we saw. So we're going to quickly pull back up the first image. So this was answering the question, how am I doing, or how am I feeling today? So how are you feeling today? That animal, that was the first one. Just remembering what that scene was, the animal, what the messages were. And now wiping that clean, getting your second image of an animal. Is everybody still doing this? Okay. Okay. Now, second image of an animal, keeping your eyes closed. What does it look like? What did the scene show you? What was the message that it brought up? And that was who is your animal spirit guardian presently? And then wiping that one clean. And then we're going to do the third image of an animal, answering the question, what's your relationship to that specific person you wrote down on your paper or had in your head? And then your fourth image of an animal. What's your relationship to your current job or career? What message you got from that? And then what can you do to make that better for yourself? All right, we're going to wipe that vision screen clean. We're going to turn off the vision screen if you had turned it on. We're going to now, I want you to just look around your meadow, feel that for the last time. Well, the last time today anyway. Just feeling peace, knowing you can come back here whenever you need to. Recognizing the feeling, just being free. And now I want you to slowly walk out that door. Walk down the third step, the second step, and the first step. And now I want you to feel your soul coming fully back into your body. Your head into your head, your hands into your hands, your feet into your feet. Seeing your crown chakra closing up some. Just not all the way, but just a little bit, closing it up. Taking in one last deep breath in. And exhaling it out. Wiggling your hands and your toes. Stretching, opening your eyes when you're ready, and reacclimating to the world. And then I want you to quickly write down the answers to each of those so you don't forget, because I will tell you doing this work, I forget within like 3 days if I don't write this stuff down. So just writing it down. Oh, and I'm just gonna close out. I always forget to do this. Thank you to my angels and guides. Thank you to all of your angels and guides and all the archangels and Jesus and Mother Mary and anyone else that was with us today. Thank you for being with us and giving us these messages. Sometimes they linger if we don't close it out, so it's good to do so. Just for their own sake. I mean, for ours, it's fine, but for their own sake, it's nice to like help them move along. When you guys are ready, I'd love to hear what happened, what came up, anything surprising. Okay. All right. Well, you all feel free to um, email me after this too, and if you have questions about that stuff. I am not the expert on anything. I dabble in a lot of things. I have a lot of experiences, but I just have resources like that thing I sent you, what Monica's saying, but I will share with you my experiences and understanding of things if you ask, but I just want you guys to know that I'm never like the person who knows everything. Okay, perfect. So I just want to get down to my last notes here before we wrap up. Okay, so if you guys want to continue doing this work, what I typically do with my clients is usually I take them through a Reiki session first so I can clear out all their chakras and get their energy flowing. And then we'll do like one-on-one guidance. So I walk them through how to then go to the meadow, meet their spirit guides, what that means. I get messages alongside them. So if you were doing this work with me, I'm up in the meadow with you and I'm asking your spirit guides questions as well. And I'm helping you to decipher. And I'm also helping to like calm you down or give you any information you need when you're doing this work. So when we do this work, we meet our spirit guides, we get information from them, we meet archangels, we speak with, other higher beings like Jesus. We can do past life timeline stuff. So that's really important work because it helps us to clear out these energetic blocks that have been holding us back in this lifetime. So I guide you through how to do that so you can let go of those timelines and, work through, manage that, and let it go. I also do a lot of chakra energy work with people. So I teach you how to speak to your heart or speak to your inner child, have a conversation with them. And then we pull into it and we ask them, hey, why are you feeling this certain way? Or hey, why are you feeling blocked when it comes to this kind of thing? So that's really important work too, especially if you're trying to navigate your life, trying to let go of things, bring in new things. I work with people who are doing like financial clearing of blocks or trying to reclaim their voice or their power in the world or their confidence. And then finally, there's a lot of other things that we can do. If this stuff is interesting to you, let me know. It is really one-on-one work, but if you guys liked this kind of thing, I can do another one next month where we do this kind of thing together. I like doing this one-on-one, but we can try and we can see. I mean, a lot of people can do the spirit guide stuff. If you were able to see these animals so easily, you should be able to also meet your spirit guides. So you just let me know if you like this, if you want to do another one. Just trying to see what else. And then, oh yeah, I do have a Protect and Clear Your Energy workshop coming up on May 11th. I know it's Mother's Day. I do have a 2-for-1 deal. Well, not 2-for-1, but if you buy 2 tickets together, you get a discount. And that is a 4 hour workshop. I know it sounds like a lot of time, but I've been told it flies by. And I just teach you how to clear your home's energy. I teach you how to clear your own energy. We do a full chakra activation. And we talk about spirit guides and angels and those that we can call in to help us feel protected. And I give you a lot of energy clearing tools to walk in this world safely and feel free to be around other people's energy. Because if you're like me and you're sensitive to energy, you don't always want to be around it, but you have to sometimes be around it. So here's a way to clear it out. I want to remind you all, drink water. If you feel a little lightheaded, just maybe doing that chakra clearing I taught you how to do earlier today, where you unscrew the disc in your head and you just clear it out. Walking around a little bit, just moving your energy around, just being present tonight with whatever and having grace for yourself. And I never want anybody to be scared doing this work because I certainly was scared for a long time. Like I saw a ghost, or not saw, but sensed ghosts my entire life. And so I was very scared to step into this. But as soon as I did, it was like, I'm never going back. Now I have guidance. Now I have support. Now I know how to clear out these spirits that I don't want around me. Whereas before I was just lost and scared, literally scared of the dark. So it's really freeing to be able to do this. So, yeah, just remember that if you get comfortable with this stuff, you can always use it. You can say, show me my relationship to my partner. Show me my relationship to this food, like dairy or something. Show me my relationship to my community. Show me how other people see me. You can do all kinds of things like that, and you'll get some really interesting answers. Anything else before we close out? No? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for trusting me with this today and for spending this little bit of time to do this. I really hope that this expands your mind, makes you want to dive into this work more. You all are on my email list, so I will make sure that I let you know about new things I'm doing. And of course, reach out if you want to do Reiki and energetic house clearing, do this work one-on-one, whatever sounds good to you. But all right, hopefully see you all soon.